Hello, welcome back to my channel, and today we are going to talk about some forgotten records here in English football. And let me pull up some Premier League statistics here. Now, if I ask you, who is the all-time top scorer in English football, you might say Alan Shearer, although you would be wrong. Alan Shearer is the Premier League top scorer. But you see, the Premier League is very new. It started in 1992. And this is where we get our forgotten records. There was football before 1992. And some records in here are absolutely insane. This is the single season record, with Dixie Dean having 60 goals in a single season. Now, this is a 42 game season, not a 38 game season, but it is still an insane amount of goals. 60 goals. So the record is not Haaland's 36. Haaland's 36 is actually all the way over here. Look at this. Bobby Smith has the same for Spurs. Then you have a lot of players above it with 37 a few times, 38 even. Even 40 is not enough. Greaves is up here with 41. And Jimmy Greaves, if you don't know, he's the all-time top scorer in English football. And then you can just go up and up and up until the 60 from Dixie Dean, which is actually more than Messi's 50 in La Liga, which is insane. But you can also look at it another way. You can look at all-time top scorers. So let's look at that. And as you can see, where is Alan Shearer? He actually ranks 5th with 283 goals. So, wait, 260 it says here, because Alan Shearer played in the first division before the Premier League was founded as well. So yes, he actually has 283 goals, which is paling in comparison to the likes of Jimmy Greaves, Steve Bloomer, and Dixie Dean. Now, it's quite close to Gordon Hutchins, though, but he is not the English top flight all-time top goal scorer. He is just not. He is the Premier League all-time top scorer, and this is what I'm getting at. These are forgotten records. Who knows about Jimmy Greaves? Like, let's be honest. Who knows about Jimmy Greaves? I don't even know who he is. I know who Dixie Dean is, because there's a lot of talk about him, but I don't know who he is. Who is Jimmy Greaves? For who did he play? Apparently Tottenham and Chelsea and West Ham. There's quite a bit of rivalry between all three of these clubs, so he has quite the interesting career path there. Not sure if that's a safe career path, if they still liked you on the street and all of that, but yeah, who is he? Why don't we talk about him? It's because, let's be honest, we don't care. We want to see Premier League all-time top scorer Alan Shearer, even though he's nowhere near. Let's look at Harry Kane. Where is Harry Kane? He's not even in the top 10. That's insane, isn't it? Harry Kane is not even in the top 10. Where is Harry Kane, to be honest? 19th. Look at that, he's barely in the top 20. 3 goals less, or 4 goals less rather. No, yeah, 3 goals less. And he's not in the top 20. That's insane to think about, but we don't talk about these players. And let's just go through a few of these records, because that is quite fun. Now, this is most hat-tricks in the Premier League. Which, by the way, Haaland, 8. A little bit insane, but that's besides the point. Who has the most hat-tricks in English top flight? Oh, it's Sergio Aguero. He has more than even Alan Shearer. Well, no, he doesn't have more than Alan Shearer, actually, because look at this. Now, you can see Alan Shearer is on here, as well as Sergio Aguero. There you go, they're all at a shared 13th. Sergio Aguero is on here, a lot of players are on here. But they are only shared 13th with those 12 hat-tricks. And look at that, who is this? Dixie Dean, Jimmy Greaves, Gordon Hutchins. These are great players whose names are being forgotten because we would rather look at this from the Premier League alone than give respect where it is due. Respect is due here to these great players who had great accomplishments. but it was in the wrong era apparently. Now, I didn't find anything about most assists, unfortunately. Well, I did find anything in Premier League, but not in like the top flight, unfortunately. I didn't look very hard, I'll be honest. But I'm sure that those statistics are quite wrong as well. Now, who has the most consecutive goals in a top flight match? Or rather, who has scored the most in consecutive top flight games? If you have guessed Jamie Vardy, you would be wrong. Now, if you looked at this, maybe I shouldn't have shown this, but if you looked at this, you would be correct in saying Stan Mortensen. Who knows Stan Mortensen? Not a lot of people. But does Stan Mortensen get the respect he deserves for scoring in 15 games in a row? Or do we look at Sergio Aguero and say, or sorry, not Aguero, do we look at Jamie Vardy and say, he's got the most consecutive goals? The answer seems to me to be pretty obvious. Even most hat-tricks in one season. George Scansell, I didn't even know that. For Middlesbrough, really? I didn't know that actually. I just saw that over here. I didn't know that. Now this is just the top flight, yeah. This is just the top flight, so it does include some hat-tricks in the FA Cup. This is league games. This is league games, but this does include FA Cups. So that does include FA Cup and stuff like that. So that might not be completely accurate, but still. Look at all those hat-tricks that we just went through. Just quickly going through them, and you see a lot of credit is being given to players like Alan Shearer, who, with respect to them, they are great players, but let's be honest, they are nowhere near these greats who are being forgotten about, because we don't care. We would rather put Alan Shearer on a pedestal as this all-time Premier League top goal scorer, rather than actually respecting the people who have set these records in the past and still hold these records. How many people know, like, okay, I understand, a lot of people around here, just like me, know these records. We are a lot more hardcore about football than the average person. How many average football fans know about these records? How many average football fans will think Aguero has the most Premier Leagues in English top flight history? So many. And the point I'm making here with this video is the Premier League doing its job in really educating people about the history of English football? I don't think so. I think the Premier League is very focused on recent history of itself because it wants to make itself out to be the best thing since sliced bread. And quite frankly, it is not. And we are seeing a lot of issues now with having the Premier League separated from the FA. People like to credit the Premier League for saving English football. Sure, it brought in money that saved English football in that way, but qua management and stuff like that, it only made things worse. So, did the Premier League really save English football? Did they need to make a separate league to save English football? I'm not quite sure about that, but that's no longer the topic of this video. The topic of this video is giving some respect to these lesser known players with great records all the same. Thank you guys for sticking along to the end. Tell me down below what you guys think. Do you think the Premier League does enough to educate fans about this stuff? Because I do think it is important. Tell me down below and I'll see you guys on the next one.